Good morning, everyone. Hey, Sadiq, what's up? AJ, good morning. Welcome to the tradingsyndicate.org, everyone. I'm JJ. It's nice to have you with us. So we settle into this new week. So the room that we have is the tradingsyndicate.org. I'm JJ. I'm vwaptrader1 on X. And welcome, everyone. This is a place where we teach regular folks how to make a living, how to get actionable, useful, intelligent information on how to take trades, how to manage your risk, and how not to get eaten for lunch. Hey, Raj, Green, how you guys doing? So, let's get into it. Yesterday we had a short squeeze of epic proportions. It's the first time I've seen a 50-point gap fill in one day. Now, this was a supply gap, so that's pretty commendable to go and fill a gap that has supply in it. Overnight inventory is short. But I am looking for lower. Now, usually when overnight inventory is short, we look for longs. What I'm seeing in the market, what I've been seeing all night, is that there's selling pressure. As soon as we get over the close and we get up to that 63.70, 475 level, they just step in and sell. So I'm looking to see now in the next half hour, right, whether or not we put in a new overnight low. Right? Now, when overnight inventory is short, which means that at least 70% of the inventory is underneath yesterday's close, the natural reaction is to look up. Yesterday, overnight inventory was long, and we did not get a correction lower. Today, overnight inventory is short. We might not get a correction higher. I'm seeing sellers. And when we go look at the 1-minute chart, it'll be very obvious where those sellers are stepping in, competing, driving price lower. That's why I'm looking for lower off the close, even though inventory is short. Does anybody have any questions about that? I would say inventory is about 75, 70% short. 66? Okay, I was close. It does. I'm going to actually type this out in the room. So if inventory is short and we do not get a move higher, it means that sellers are actively lowering price to capture the buying. This means careful going long and look for good location for shorts, right? So if selling pressure is high, sellers have to compete to capture the buying. Okay? So off the open we're looking for lower. Now, where do we look for targets? So market profile tells me right here. Right? Right where value area high, the top of that distribution. This is the last hour of trading from 4 till 5. This generally, if that holds, that'll tell us that the short position underneath 63.54 is very, very big, which means there's a lot of buyers down here. But I'm looking to see if the overnight low at 60 breaks, comes down to this 54 level. And I would like, I don't know if I'm going to get my wish, but I would like to see what's lurking down here for buy orders. Are these buyers that were so strong in this area, are they still there the next day? And if they are, that tells me there's quite a bit of a short position in the market. If they're not, what does it mean if they're not? What if we take out the overnight low, right? Let's go through some scenarios. If we take out the overnight low and we get to 63.54, okay? And it just slices right through it. What does that tell us? It tells us the buyers saw desperate sellers and they're going to move those buy orders down here. And if they don't get filled down here, then they'll move the buy orders up. Now do you see why we get chop? That's what creates chop. Okay? Yeah. So, Jam, if you were sitting there and you had a bid for 100 contracts here, and it came there and it filled it right away, and you had to buy another 600, say, well, you'd drop your bids, wouldn't you? But if you get there and you only get filled on 50, then you're going to move your bids up. Right? Simple commerce. Right? It's real simple. Right? If you've got buy orders here, and say that buy orders for 100 contracts, and you only get 50 or 25, then you're going to have to scoot up and pay more. If you get filled right away, you're going to put your next buy order lower, right? If you're a short seller trying to cover. right? So we're going to try and check out that overnight low. Let's go see. Okay. Anybody have any questions? The levels have been working quite nicely. When we came down and tagged our low at 58.5, we tagged it to the tick, so the levels are working. See what the pre-market looks like in. You guys did well on Palantir, eh? Palantir. That 172 area. Let's see if it actually gets above there. Microsoft is quite impressive too. And Nvidia is the last big one to report earnings, right? Nice trend up. It breaks. These breaks are a nice buying opportunity because they come right into cost basis. Hey Josh, how are you? Welcome to the folks joining us on YouTube. Good to see you. Might to get the day off. Yep. Hey Espil, how you doing? So Espil says this is not a good place to make big bets. And he's right. And that's why it's really important that you guys learn how to scalp. It's a tool to have in your toolbox. Now, I know everybody wants to hold trades for 20, 30 points, hold trades for 6 to 8 hours. First of all, and I'm working on this for you guys, but as I do it, I realize to hold a trade for 4 to 6 hours or 4 hours in a $2,000 capital account is pretty tough. So you have to ask yourself, am I okay? Maybe I'll trade 5 E-minis and make 3 points. Or do I want to try and make the same with 1 E-mini and holding it for a longer period of time? I would take size into the trade, make the 3 points, and be happy with that, right? Especially in a market that has a 100-point range, right? Well, yesterday's range was 6,300 and change up to 6,370. That's a 70-point range. Hi, Patty. How you doing? So, first of all, do you have the money to be able to manage a trade and the business expenses associated with a larger trade? Number two, do you have the skill to manage that trade and hold it for a longer period of time? Size in, size out, manage your risk with size. Do you even know what managing your risk with size is? So when you're learning how to trade, when you're not consistently profitable, wouldn't it be better to make a living while you're learning instead of trying for all these big home run trades and ending up falling flat on your face and blowing up your accounts because you're getting wrapped up in situations that you actually don't have the skill to get yourself into or out of, right? And I'm not saying this to be rude. I'm just saying this because at a certain point in time in this business, you have to actually face reality, right? Hey, Charlie. Yesterday's market auction near previous on balance informed of balance. Is there a lack of initiative buying? I don't quite understand the question. What do you, what, I'd like to help. Can you maybe help me like understand what you're asking? Like, what are you trying to figure out? Lack of initiative buying. Sorry, my bad for not being able to answer the question as it's written. But do you mean there's a lack of size buying? Like yesterday was a short squeeze, right? Yesterday was a very strange day in that we filled a 50-point supply gap. That's number one. And number two, it's because it was a short squeeze. So the initiative buying, you're thinking maybe people buying positions to go long, like on a swing basis? Maybe if you can reword it, I'll be able to help you and just tell me what you're trying to tell me what you're trying to accomplish with the question so I can help you, Charlie. Yeah, Kunj, if you could do 3 points, right? If you can, listen, if you can do a 3 point trade on one E-mini and make $150, on 3 contracts, that's a $450 trade. How many retail traders make $400 to $500 a day consistently? Like realistically, not that many. Because $400 a day is 8 grand a month in extra revenue. Doesn't take much. And your risk with 3 to 4 points is not bad if you're taking trades at the edges of where you're supposed to be taking them. That's another thing. That's one big thing we teach you in this room is where to take the trade and when not to take the trade, right? I'm not asking about success rate, Kunj. I'm asking about are you actually making money? People love to talk about stats and what is your success rate and what is your win-lose ratio. Are you paying your phone bill with your trading? You know, it's simple, folks, right? Blue collar, keep it blue collar. Are you paying your phone bill? Are you taking money out of your brokerage account every month to pay your bills? Because if you're not, there's a problem, right? It means you're not consistently profitable and you're not working the right way, right? Does that make sense? Good. Right? The only thing I measure success is at the end of the month, did you withdraw any money? to pay your bills. Do you understand what I'm saying? Not beating up on you, I'm just trying to keep it real. Right? Because a lot of trading rooms and a lot of trading instructors, they fiddle fart around with statistics and all of this stuff, right? But are you actually taking money out of your brokerage account and you're paying your bills with them? That's the only thing. Everything else is just speculation and double talk, right? It's great. We can analyze things. We can have software. We can do all of this stuff, right? No, I understand what you're saying. What I'm talking about, Kunj, is I'm talking about learning the business so you can make a living. Do you understand what I'm saying? Right? All I was doing was trying to scale down that 7 to 8 points. Right? In a market where you can you have to make money, you have to start with realistic expectations, right? Am I preaching too much about this because nobody's talking? Maybe it's a little too real for Tuesday morning. Maybe I should be talking about unicorns and rainbows. Right? Learn one good trade, right? Learn one good trade. Practice it and be practical about it. Right? Exactly. Hey, Mick, what's going on? Right? How you doing? Everybody does green when they first start, right? We all go through the same spanking machine, right? None of us are immune. You know, you're still young, Mick. You might go back. What's up, Sadiq? How's India treating you? All right. So, sellers are at 30, 63, 64 and a half. And now I'm seeing some selling pressure here. The offers are moving lower. We all go through the same initiation. Nobody is immune. Right? And look at that. Do you see the bottom of these candles? Right? See the bottom of these candles right here at 63.60 and a half. It's exactly where they stop selling. So, as a trader, your job is to figure out where they're selling and where they stop selling. Because if you're shorting, you need to know where they stop selling so you can cover. Right? Now we're going to go test that level again. 63.60 and a half. Let's see if we could take it out. All right, let's get it. Let's keep it on ES, guys. People love to complain. Well, it's all inventory, but generally that size, when you go down to the overnight low and you see size, that's generally size buying, Mike. Right? Oh, at the close? Mm, I don't know. I haven't traded a closing auction in a long time. Hey, June, what's going on? Yeah, no, I don't know, Mike. Specifically, I don't have specifics on that because I haven't traded a closing auction in a long, long time. Short covering is size buying. See, the thing is, Jiraj, you have to kind of use common sense. And this is a hard thing because you don't understand the business just yet. Where are shorts likely to buy? Hey, Renee, how you doing? So if the size buying is at the overnight low, or a previous day's low, or a swing low, right? Then because of its location, right? That's most likely short covering. Does that make sense? Size short covering. You know, like we talked about, Jiraj? Right? There you go. Hey, Invest, how you doing? Those bids were there again. Look, we poked our head down there. So what have we done, folks? We found the bid pre-market. Okay? Now we're going to open this Magilla. Let's see what it's got for us. And they're off. If it holds the open, I'll try a little long. Maybe the 64s. Nope, it's not holding the open. So much for that idea. There's that seller again. Let's see if those 360 bids are still down there. Nope. See, we ripped right through them. Right through them. Okay. Now, Jiraj, who's buying here? Right? We're at the overnight low. Who's buying? You see the size? Right? There you go. Right? That's size buying and it's short covering. The size, those buyers, as soon as they see a seller, they drop the prices that they're willing to pay. Right? So it's a look below and fail of 58. Long 59 and 59.35. I'm out at 60. I did not see. I'll take that again if it holds the overnight low. Right? Yeah, there we go. 61, I'm selling them. I'm long just 59 and a quarter, and I'm out. Not the greatest trade. There we go. Not the greatest trade. Let's see if that holds again. Can always take it again. As we get into the day. See if we hold 58.5. My target will be just around 32. 62. What the hell's wrong with me? Let's see if we hold 58.5. Hey, Doc, you're back. It's not precise enough for me. The only problem with that, OJ, is that the top and bottom of each candle could be like 40 points apart. So there's really no place to put your risk. You can't trade in the middle of the candle. So you'd have to hit the top and buy the bottom. I guess if you practice it, you might get good at it. So Jiraj, there's that size, right? Do you see it? Size at the low. What causes hesitation for me, Mike, generally is lack of discipline, brother. If I'm not disciplined, my problem in retail trading is discipline. Hey, Billy. Oh, I hope your wife's okay, Doc. My whole thing in trading is discipline. I have to be tuned in and plugged in, right? Raj, there's no B shape yet, brother. It's first period. You're gonna have to take some time to build out a B shape, right? We'll see. So my whole thing in discipline is getting distracted, right? Getting distracted. Yeah, you can't have a B with just one half-hour period, Raj. It's a straight line. So you just got to give it some time. You might be right, right? My whole thing is discipline. If I am not completely focused, and that's why I have a hard time trading when I'm doing these things, because I can trade on them, but I can scalp. Like, I'll be perfectly frankly honest. If I want to make real money trading, like serious money, I got to tune everybody out. I can't be answering 20 or 30 questions. So for me, discipline is the biggest thing that I need to work on in my trading, right? We'll try that 59 long, right? Out at 60 and 3/4 on one, out at 61 on the second one. I was long two at 59, right? And I'm just scalping long because I know there's a seller here, right? If we push up past that seller, beautiful, right? But it's got to be quick. And look, you've got to take advantage of those higher prices and nail it, right? You got to get rid of those. You got to get rid of your inventory, especially in a market that's being held up by short sellers. You don't want to screw around too much, hoping and wishing and praying in a long. Right? Right now, I see us looking below and failing 58 multiple times. So I know that there's buy orders down here in the 57s. Now we're going to give it some time. I've scalped this thing long a couple of times now off the 58s, right? But only for a point or two. Nothing, because I know there's a seller right at 61 and 3/4. Remember, overnight inventory was about 70% short. Why do you think we're finding bids down here? Right? We're getting bids down here because inventory is short. Even though this thing looks completely ridiculous, to the upside, there's no structure. It's like yesterday, it looked like one of those straws that you stick in a cup. Straight up. So, who was asking? See the size short covering garage? You see the overnight low? Now, what happens in a market with limited supply when shorts come in and buy all that cheap stock? Well, everybody else has to pay up until somebody introduces more supply. Sell into strength, folks. Sell into strength. Right? Now, if we get over 64.5, next target up will be 66. Right? The market, remember I thought the market was going to sell off? That selling brought in buyers. That pre-market heaviness down here, that brought in some size buying. Just like we were talking about near that overnight low. They got all the cheap stock, and now look, right? They got all the cheap supply down here, right? Does it make sense now? Right? Now overnight inventory is going up to correct. Next target is 68.5. After that will be the close in the previous day high. What is this big green candle? Big green candles here are caused by people who are short realizing, right? Let's go in and we're short down here, let's go and cover. Oh, all the supply is gone. Right? Why are shorts okay, Jiraj? Remember what we spoke about a couple of weeks ago when you went back and watched those videos? Where would a natural place for shorts be where they would put their buy orders? Exactly. And if that low got taken, but we only got 4 ticks underneath it before we came back up, you'd have to put the buy orders above that low, right? You got to price compete, right? There you go. Take some time, but if you can reason through why something is happening, it will really help you in your trading. Because now you're not trading blind, right? You actually have an idea of what's going on, right? So looking at this now, right? I don't even have VWAP on here. Hang on. Now we're above VWAP. So VWAP is right here. 65 and change. So what do we have, folks? We've got all of this inventory under VWAP. How about we go and take it over here and sell it for profit, right? And if we get into trouble, we can always put it back on sale down to 58. Make sense? Wholesale, retail, right? So you get liquidating inventory, right? Liquidates out into wholesale hands to be resold into the retail flow for profit. Same thing every day. Hey, Patty, thank you. PMI in 5 minutes? Cool. Let's see, maybe we get a look below and fail of 63.5. I'd rather not trade before news. Now you've been to the other side, right, Mick? Man, we've come a long way together in the last 5 years, eh? I still remember that day that you called me. Well, the first time you called me, you were by the Freedom Tower. And then I remember when you called me when you were in the hospital after that guy hit you in the truck. That was brutal. You've come back from it all the way to the other side and back again. That's good. You know, it's good to see you. No kidding, eh? Didn't I tell you when you were in the hospital? Didn't I tell you that you would make it? Now I can say, and this is a good time for me to say, I told you so. I told you that you would rise up out of that. And we're very proud of you, man. Mick's one of my guys who served overseas, and then he came back, went through school, and got himself in on an institutional desk. Now he's just chilling out, trading for himself. It's good to see. Okay, where's our news? I always knew you had what it takes. Let's see, what's next here? Kind of running out of buyers. Nobody really wants to pay over 66. Bina, I'd really like this. Well, I don't know you that well, Juice. Come into the room and spend some time with us. I'll get to know you. And a little segue there, folks. I think Steve's still running that $20 special a month on the room. We'll definitely help you with your trading and we'll help you pass those evaluations. Keep you on the right side of sanity. Portfolio management. Nice work, AZS. Nice work. All right, folks. If we take out that A high, we are going to be looking at a little stop run. Stops? Oh, boy. You notice we did this, and then we came right back to the top of the position, and then right back up again. Okay. So now we're going to take the position. This is the position here. We're going to take it and try and sell it. Let's see if we can get them to pay more than 2 times, right? Little distribution here, right? When they took that A high, they sold into it, which tells me there's not that many buyers yet. Where's your target, Mike? Where's your target, brother? If you don't know where your target is, get out. Well, okay. What do I keep preaching about, right? As soon as you're long, brother, put your sell orders in. Right? If they don't take them, what do? When in doubt, knock them out. Right? It's a little hard holding trades higher and longer in this chop. Hey, Texas Mike, you want to just DM me in Discord? You still have your Discord, right? Even if you can't access the room, you'll be able to DM me. I'll make sure you'll get looked after. Good stuff, Mike. Look above and fail of 71, targeting VWAP. Let's see if we get back down to VWAP. Yeah, when they stop buying, goodbye. Nothing wrong with that. These markets are choppy, right? They're very, very choppy. I'm perfectly content selling into strength because I'll trade 3 to 5. That's my trade size now. 3 to 5 contracts, and I just want to, with my trading, I want to be able to pay bills, pay the rent, pay the bills. There's VWAP. What did I say? Look above and fail of 71, targeting VWAP. There's VWAP. And worst case scenario, we get back down into these 61s where the bulk of the cost basis is from earlier. Rotations, right? What was the news that we were waiting for? Yeah, Mike, just send me a DM. I'll be happy to get you back in the room. Right, and what Mike said earlier it's pretty relevant, right? If you bought something at $5 to sell it at $6, and somebody comes and offers it for sale at $4.50, well, Unfortunately, that business plan is not that great. You know, where's our next trade? The news thing's gone now, right? Or do we have news at the top of the hour? I don't know. I just will not be in a trade. Oh, that's good to know, OJ. If you could pinpoint the market turn 2 ticks before your take profit, then you could hit it out. I'd say that's a useful skill. Right? So we've got a rotation going, folks. Right? This was our rotation to get the inventory. This is our rotation to get out of the inventory. Right? And VWAP is how it's done. So this is where you buy. That's how wholesale works. Right? So they're buying size here, they're selling size here. And you don't need a lot. Say it's only 5 points or 3 points. You run 1,000 contracts through 3 points. It adds up. Nice work, Jim. Oh, that's you, June. Okay, cool. Okay. See the rotations? Back and forth and back and forth. Have you ever used tick charts? No, I never have. And nothing against them. I just don't know how to set them up on Sierra. I'd be happy to take a look. But I'm pretty simple, Avalon. Once I find something that works, I usually stick to it. Oh, this is boring now. Let's see. Anything interesting going on in the market other than what we've got here? No questions? It's starting to dry up, folks. Talk to me. What's going on out there? See you tomorrow, Mick. Good. You keep withdrawing money. That's all you need to do. use those accounts like an ATM machine. Have a good one, brother. And back down to cost basis, folks. News in 4, thank you. I will wait. Now, folks, as we get down here to this 63.58 area, right? Notice how A period went to the gap fill to the tick and stopped. So that's where the largest short position is underneath 57. When the news pops out, let's see. Hey, Gupta, we have a bunch of people in our room who use a Mac to run Sierra. I don't know how they do it. I haven't used a Mac since 1982. But if you came in the room, we'd be happy to help you with that. We have a whole sort of tech support area in our room. It's interesting, you know where I have sellers marked off at 63, 62? Notice how the market comes down to that level and bounces off of it? That's because that's where that position was that we were talking about. Right, the sort of in this area. You go and sell it, and then when you come right back down, you stop right at the top of the position and see if you can get the buyers to pay more. Now, where's the next trade? I'd really like to wait until this news is over with. Oh, now my charts just froze. That's why I don't trade news. That's why I don't trade news. No reason for me to. You want to get caught in bad trades? Right? And we have retail trading software. Right? Right? Our software, our internet, our execution, none of that is tailored to speed. Right? None of it is tailored to speed. Right? You get into a problem, you call your brokerage house, you can't even, get anybody on the phone. Right? So we found the bid at 51. But we went right back to that gap fill area from yesterday. Now let's see. There we go. We get some selling. There's that end low. That's that end of the day area. Now, yesterday's cost basis is at 46 and a quarter. So if things get really sort of dodgy, we're going to come back down to that level right there. If we get back up over the overnight low, be careful shorting it, okay? Watch that overnight low. There's a seller there for now. But if that seller at 58.5 gets cleaned out, look for rotation back up to 63 from 58. Not just yet. They're still selling 58. That's okay if you're short. Soon as you lose that 58 seller, you're in trouble. Good, 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 good. This is healthy. Yeah, it was distributing and short covering, Joe. Right? You're okay if you're still short. The sellers, notice that if you were shorting the market, the sellers were, they came in here, then they came in here, and then they came in here. Your target will be 48.5 to the downside. Now the next candle is going to open up. We're dropping in. Found bids at 51 again at that. Generally where you have a low, you will get some sort of buying, responsive buying. I mean, unless there's just an insane amount of selling. Generally in a normal market condition, you'll get some sort of bids there. They'll, right? Garage, so they'll sit there and bid the market right at where that low is, right? I'd prefer a long, if we do a look below and fail of 48.5, that would be nice. Till then, I'll just let it, if you're short, stay short till 48.5, right? I'd put maybe a 49 bid in and see if you get hit there. You'd get hit right there, right? There's 48.5. To the tick. Well, it went quarter. Okay, I was off by a tick. Right. Now, that's 4 times discount. If we break that, we go into 8 times discount. We get into these ugly Sierra chart colors here. Right, so that's a little look below and fail of 48. right? There'll be a seller at 53, so long a little bit at 50, out one at 52 half, offered at 53, out one at 53 and 3/4, out one at 53 and 3, no, I screwed that up, 53 and a half. I'm flat. So that was the trade I was looking for. I didn't catch the short, but I caught the responsive long on 4 contracts. Look below and fail of 48 half. Just up to 51, 52, right? There you go, right? Next area of interest is around 56. Oh, the seller stepped in at 56. Do you guys understand that trade? So the sell orders took us right down to underneath my level. Sell orders are complete. No reason to sell under 48 and a half. I buy 50, stops 48, and then just sell into the strength. Right? There's no reason to overcomplicate it. You guys get it? Does it make sense? Is it clear? That's how you use the balance levels to make money. Don't have to, that trade was what, 2.5 points for me on 4 contracts. But it adds up. Right? Simple. Really simple. And now put the safety on, back on sim, put the gun away. Right? Yeah, you could scale that, Mike. I mean, I used 4 minis. You could use 5 to 10 minis. I'm sure you could get away with that without, 10 minis, not a problem. It's good that we got some liquidation. One thing I forgot that I'm thinking about now is we might just go back and forth and trade in the gap. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Did you guys consider this maybe? See, there's the gap, right? Just bear with me. Maybe we go and fill this area out, because there's no trading in it except for yesterday. Just something to consider. Oh, nice recovery back to 56. 58 will be the top target. There'll be a seller right there. And worst case scenario, if we get past the goalie at 57, oh, they front ran it. Look for sellers at the overnight low. So no B profile yet, Raj. No B profile yet. We're waiting. So the bulk of yesterday's inventory is here at 46 and a quarter. Any kind of decent selling will take out the 43s. And then this low here, that's like that afternoon pullback low in I period. It happened a little early. And J and K went sideways and then M just ripped. Right. Interesting day yesterday. That was definitely one for the books. If we trade sideways in the gap, yes, that would be actually healthy, Raj. Right? It would allow all those people who didn't get a chance to cover yesterday, right? It'll give them a chance to get back in there. Sideways is good. Folks in the coaching class, we will have a price action lab today at 11. I'll be there if anyone has any questions. Right, I'll post the Zoom link in the room. Coming up in September, folks, I'll be doing another coaching class. Mentorship. It's lifetime mentorship if anyone's interested. We'll be starting it probably after Labor Day. If anyone is interested in one-on-one coaching, please reach out to me. It's a lifetime mentorship program, which means it's not like I sell you a course and walk away. Our job is to work with you until you become profitable, no matter what it takes, how much time it takes, etc. If the liquidation continues, don't be surprised if this market goes all the way back down and tests like that 6309, 6306 level. Yesterday was like a one-time, very strange thing. But I'm going to need to see a bit more liquidation than what I'm seeing right now. See, they're selling into it. So if we take out 46 and a quarter, then look for 45 and a quarter and then 43 and a quarter. Does anybody have any questions? Exactly, AZS. We are exactly at the cost basis from yesterday before the close. And notice how we stopped just 2 ticks, right? These markets are so precise because of electronic trading. We stop like 2 ticks right before where the position is. So that's why you can tell the difference between a market that has panic selling, right, versus a market that has just an inventory correction, right? This is just a little sale, right? Just a sale to bring in buyers. And when you put it on sale, you put it on sale back to where you bought it. Now, if you have to have a deep sale and go deep discount, you have to go down here to the 29s, right? And that's because you're forced to sell some of your inventory at a loss. But it's okay. They made good sales up here in the overnight, right? Good sales in the overnight, right? And that's another thing. In our room, when you come into the trading syndicate, I'm not sure if you're listening, Steve, but you still always, it's less than $1 a day. And it's not just ES, it's equities, crypto, uh, options. And in the next coaching class, I'll be looking at doing some more equity trading for people who are trading stock. So we will be rounding out the mentorship to help you trade stocks a little better as well. We like to teach people on futures because there's no borrows and stuff like that. But I will be expanding the mentoring into stock trading. To be a bit more of a rounded education. So whether you're interested in upgrading your, not just your futures trading, but any kind of trading that you're doing, we're there to help. Okay. And we're slowly kind of drifting down. Those thirsty shorts are getting a nice opportunity to cover. It's always very helpful. So after a sell-off, when the market gets a couple of green candles, what you should be thinking instead of, oh, I should just buy this, is where they're going to step in and sell, right? So they let it breathe here, right? Here they let it breathe. And do you see how when they came right up to 48.5, they sold right back into it? That can help you when you're trading. If you're going long or if you're looking for a short. Either way, it helps you. Because if you wanted to short, when it came back up, you could sell into it here and put your stop above the top of that candle. And then look for lower targets, if you know what I mean. As they say, sell the rip. That's exactly what they mean when they say sell the rip, right? So sell the rip sounds great. We'll teach you where to actually execute the sell the rip. And now this thing's like pushing on a suitcase trying to get it closed. There we go. Looking for 43.5. Roman, it's okay. Sometimes you have bad days. Don't beat yourself up too much. Try and improve it tomorrow. $63.48. When price came down and you entered a look below and fail, what stopped you? You mean here? The second time? Oh, okay, so the first time was here, right? The second time we plugged all these people with product, right? There's only one way for them to go. Yeah, shake it off, Roman. We all have crappy days. That's the business, right? At least you didn't lose too much money, or you made enough to cover commissions. See how there's a seller at 43 now, Jiraj? So the second look below and fail I didn't take because I knew that there were people jammed from the first one, right? Because I know that, check this out, Jiraj. I know to sell here. Other people were buying here and adding to it here and adding to it here. So the next time it did the look below and fail, they were like, bang, get out. And then do you see how it broke down? Right? They're not going to go for it a second time. Yeah, we've all been dumb money. It could do this slow creep down all morning. Matt, uh, you can message me. Here's my email. And then we'll just hop on a phone call whenever you have time. My pleasure. And that applies to everyone else. If you want to learn how you could, if coaching is for you, I'd be happy to spend some time with you on the phone and discuss your trading needs. We're looking for that I low. Remember, that's the afternoon pullback low from yesterday? And we're stopping, one tick, right? Now, Jiraj, that's where the shorts they're waiting, right? But now they're seeing sellers, so they're trying to coax those sellers to step down and lower price, right? You guys do the same thing in business every day. Previous day lows Where was it? It was 63.5? Something like that. $63.02. Amazing. The A high from yesterday. Sorry, I've got to do 8 of these things. One sec. I only did 4. 1, 2. So what was our clues for lower today? The fact that overnight inventory was short and there wasn't much of a correction, right? We had a correction, but we couldn't take out the overnight high. And then as soon as we lost that overnight low, the sellers started to step in, right? They knew it was fair game. Gentle drift down. So where's Jiraj? Do you see that? See the volume? Look at all that volume. Right where that key level was. Look at all the volume that came in. And now we're above it. So it got all the cheap. All those shorts were waiting like hungry dogs for the contracts to fall off the table. Okay? And now straight up, because we ran out of supply. That's why you get that down, 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 get a green candle, move up. Where are they going to sell into it? Probably at 43, 44. Right? So once the market comes back up to say 43 and a half, see if they sell into it. Let's see if they sell into it at 43, 44. Oh, damn, I'm done. Right? So a little bit of selling, right? Global Vision, the market profile chart. You want to think of this as having 2 maps, right? So this is like a map of the city, and then the 1-minute chart is like a map of the neighborhood. So basically the market profile tells me where I am in the city, and then I zoom into the neighborhood here, and it tells me where I am in the neighborhood. Does that make sense? Now the market profile chart is telling me that there's trapped longs here. In this red box, it tells me that that's like a supply gap above us. So that's a place where I'd be looking to take shorts off of. See how remember how I said there's sellers going to be at 44? So you sell 43, 43 and a half, put your stop at 44, and then you go put your bids down here. Did you see? That's how you can take trades. It's not an A+ setup, but it's not a bad setup because if you know sellers are here, you sell here and you put your stop right there. Right now, if the seller disappears there, why do you want to be short if it's doing this? So there's your short, there's your stop, and then you go put your bid there and you grab yourself 3-4 points. Right? You know, it's like my old Italian client Ezio would say. Listen, kid, a million here, a million there. It adds up. Don't be greedy, right? $300 here, $500 there, $200 in the other place. All of that adds up. Thank you, everyone, for being with me. I'm thinking of maybe doing another session. There doesn't seem to be that much demand for it, maybe later in the day. A lot of people say that, you know, I'm not on long enough during the day. Let me know what you think. Reach out to me. Give me some feedback. Have a great, great trading day. Be smart out there. If you have any questions, well, just DM me at any time. If you're interested in one-on-one coaching, vwaptrader1 at gmail.com. And please do visit us at the Trading Syndicate. And I promise we'll teach you more in a month than you'll learn anywhere else. And that's information you can actually use. Thank you so much, everyone. Be safe out there and don't take candy from strange market makers. Thank you for being with us, folks. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.